Morning, guys. Buckskin Dave here. It was -3 this morning, I think. It was minus something. It was like -3 or 4. So it was a little chilly. The sun's come out, but it's still kind of cold. This is going to just be a short video on, I had some inquiries about a few things, and I thought I'd do it. And one was where I get a lot of my information from, and the other was asking about the sling that I put on my number 4 rifle. You guys remember, that's the one I shot the deer with this year. So he asked about the authenticity of a sling, which we'll talk about a little bit, and then he wanted to know how I hooked it up on there, which I'm going to show you. But I want to start with some of the references that I've used over the years to learn from, okay? And they really helped me get started. Some of it came from talking to other people, some of it came from all kinds of different things. But these are some of the books that I got information from. So I'm going to go over them first. So the first book is The Gunsmith of Grenville County. And I think it's one of the better books. It's really well done, got a lot of illustrations. It has stuff on tools and some tools that you might need to build, that you can build yourself. They're really easy to build. It has drill bit sizes, tap sizes, lots of information that comes in handy for building. And it has a little bit about carving, a little bit about inletting. It has a little bit about everything. And it's these 3 books are based on Pennsylvania rifles or that type, colonial type rifles. And I kind of build Hawkins, but the information is great. Another one, that one's by Peter Alexander. The other one that I like, this one's, it's got a lot of stuff. It has some pictures of rifles that have survived the years, and it has some pictures of rifles in it that other people have built. Lots of illustrations, lots of drawings. It's by Bichelle, Shumway, and Alexander, and it's recreating the American long rifle. Another good one, got a lot of information. So, and then the third one, and this one's my kind of favorite just because I like the diagrams. It's all drawn diagrams, and there's also diagrams like this that are in it, and I don't know, I just like the book. And anyway, it's The Art of Building the Pennsylvania Long Rifle. Again, it has all stuff, and all this is all using hand tools, done by hand tools, the whole thing. So it's kind of neat, and like I say, I just get a charge out of the drawings. It's a really good book. I learned a lot from it. So those are 3 books that I used, and they really helped me a lot, giving me direction of which way to go. And then when I got out in the real world here, I kind of used some of my experience with working with tools and stuff to get the job done. And I'm by no means an expert, a master, or even an artistic quality of a person, but I could build a good damn gun that shoots good and looks pretty nice. So anyway, I'm going to yank my number 4 down, and I'll show you how I put that sling on. Okay. We'll talk about that for a minute. I can't say that I have ever seen an original Hawken with a sling set up on it in my limited experience at looking at original Hawkins, okay? But I do know that these rifles are hard to pack around without having a sling. Any rifle is. You walk all day with that thing banging in your arm. It's kind of nice to put it on your shoulder. This system that I put here has some authenticity probably in early colonial rifles, and I'm sure military rifles. I mean, you know, you got the military in their march and stuff, and the rifles are on slings. So there is some historic evidence of them. I'm not sure on Hawkins whether there were or not. I know that they probably tied their rifles up with pieces of leather and rope and whatever they could to make it easier to carry. And the mountain men spent more time on horseback where the rifle was across the saddle, so maybe a sling wasn't necessary. I don't know. Anyway, a sling is necessary in today's hunting world if you're going to pack a rifle around and walk for very far. So, the sling that I got is, I'll just show you this one. I bought it, and there's people that hand make these. This one, it's kind of neat. It's got leather and a really nice deal here, and it's adjustable. It's got a buckle and adjustable. And it's attached on one side to the stock, and then it's attached to the stock on this side. However, I'll take this apart and show it to you. I put another tang on the bottom there, similar to the ones that the keys go through on the barrel, and drilled a hole in it. And this actually goes through there and is attached to the barrel. It's the only inconvenience there is when you take the barrel off. This is a hook breech gun. You take the barrel off, you have to take that out as well as your keys. Okay, so there's an extra barrel lug that I put on the barrel, and I'll take it apart here and show it to you. The parts themselves, there's not much to them. Some of the colonial rifles and some of the different styles of Pennsylvania rifles, they had a spot. Their trigger guard was designed with a spot where a sling could be attached, and then attached up front. They have stuff that they have slings that you can buy, and I'm not much for them, that slip over the barrel and slip over the back of the gun, and they're kind of makeshift. The problem I found with them, the slipping over the back of the gun is fine, the butt of the gun. The ones that slip over the barrel, sometimes you grind your Hawkins sight down, or your front sight down low enough to get the elevation you need to get 100-yard zero or whatever you're working on, and you got this lump of leather or rope or whatever it is that's holding it on there, and sometimes you can't see the sight over it. So that's kind of why I don't really like those. I guess it'd be okay to pack a gun for a period of time, and then when you're actually walking through the brush or still hunting or something, you can take that off, stick it in your pack, I guess. Anyway, this is how I did it. There are two parts that I needed, and this is a screw, and you can get these from any of the Pecatonica, Muzzleloader Builder, Track of the Wolf. They all sell them. This is made out of, this is iron furniture. This is, you drill the stock and you tighten this up on there, and it has a hole in it, so you can use a punch to tighten it up, and then your sling has a slot that this goes through. You tighten it up, and it's on there. You have to take this out to take the sling off. It doesn't pop off. The other part is the part that we put through the lug on the barrel, and this is what it looks like. Again, this is an iron furniture deal, and so you put that lug on the barrel. You drill a hole in it where you're going to want this to go through your stock, and then this goes on the outside of the stock, and the screw goes through the lug on the barrel, and then you have a pretty good solid deal there. And I've packed this one around with the sling. I carry my rifle mostly because when I jump out of the truck, or if I leave the house and go up in one of these canyons or draws, I'm hunting from the time I leave. I'm still hunting, so I usually have it. But there's times when I might have a ways to go before I get to where I want to hunt, and I throw it on my shoulder, and it saves a little bit of arm wear for me. Okay, let me take the barrel off and show you how this is set up inside. And I'm just in the last bit of pulling this screw out of here. Okay, so it comes out. off comes the barrel. There we go. And so, you know, here's your barrel lugs for the keys, and then here's the one for that sling swivel to go on, and it's just got a hole in it, and then it goes back together the way it came apart. Really a simple system. I didn't come up with it, I just used it. I just used the materials that were at hand and figured out how to make them work on a Hawken rifle. So, and then you, like I say, the only inconvenience is having to take it apart and take one more thing out when you take the gun down for cleaning, but it's not really that big of a deal. For the ease of carrying it, it's really no big deal at all to take that off to clean it. Anyway, that's how I did it. I hope I answered some questions for some folks, and that's it for this episode. I'm Dave, Buckskin Dave, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for dropping in. Bye now.